Hello, today we have another episode of book reviews, and you cannot even see all of them. There's more. I read a lot in March and April, so this is coming out in June, but that's what you gotta do when you have to catch up reading. So this is the order I read them in. I'm gonna try and go through these quickly without rambling, which is a task for me, so let's do it. First of all, we have People Like Her by Ellery Lloyd. It is about a woman who has social media surrounding her children. So like a mom on Insta, but like a famous mom on Insta. And it's a thriller. It's about someone, I cannot give it away because you find out, but it's a thriller and shit goes down. The thing about this was like, it was kind of obvious like what was gonna happen, and then like the ending is left on like a bit of a cliffhanger, which doesn't make sense because it's not a series, so it's just a bit like, that was a bit of an awkward ending, you know? So I think I gave this like a 3.5 out of 5 just because like it was a good read. I was pretty captured in it, but it wasn't incredible. So then we have The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. It says it in the title. It's literally all about a man that has his wife upstairs. That's literally it. Like, it's a thriller again, but because it's in the title, nothing is a surprise. And it's just weird, so it's like, what? And I think I gave this a 3 out of 5 because there wasn't as much of a story as there was with this one, but it was still well written and readable. Next we have Iris on the Plane to France. The entire thing, yes. On the Road by Jack Kerouac. This is deemed as a classic. I enjoyed it, but like I didn't understand why it's deemed as a classic. Which is gonna sound really stupid of me, but like with things like Emma or Little Women, I kind of get it, but with things like this I don't kind of get it, because like the story is literally about a man who is on the road for however long with his friends, and his best friend is like an alcoholic, and they just get into a lot of drama, and like someone like, you know how there's quotes in it, someone was like full of sex and da-da-da, and it's like he literally just says we had sex about 4 times. There's no description of anything. It's very like blunt, and also it's too American for me. Like, I don't have that much of an interest in pastime America. Would I hate it if it was about England too? Absolutely. But I didn't hate it. I gave it a 3.5 just because it was well written and clearly entertaining enough for me to bang it out in 2 hours on a plane. So, oh god, this book. One Day by David Nichols. So this book hits home. It's a bit sad. When I saw this recommended by someone, I was watching a YouTuber and she recommended this, and she just briefly described what it was about. I was like, oh my god, that sounds like a perfect book. Why have I never heard of this? Like, this is so up my street. I'm so gonna get it. So I got it, and once it arrived, I was like, oh, it's the movie One Day with Anne Hathaway, which I sobbed my eyes out at last year. So I was like, because I like the movie, and like, here's the thing, if I watch a movie, I don't want to read the book. Like, I find it so overly boring, but I really loved that movie, and it's not even like a spectacular movie. Like I said, it kind of hits a bit too deep. So I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'll read it. Yeah. I have pictures of me crying when I finish this book. Long story short, it's a complicated love story between 2 people over the span of 20 years, and you want to kill the man in it because he's so flipping frustrating, and the girl in it is also just confusing as shit. So it's just like, both of you are so fucking annoying, why can't you just be simple? But life isn't simple. I should have started that sentence with alas. That would have sounded really smart. Alas, life is not that simple. And by the end of it, I was sobbing. Also, this cover, are you fucking kidding me? It's dirty because I got it secondhand, and like someone fully marks it with like dirty fingerprints. Is disgusting. But I don't care, I would do anything for this fucking story. And I think I gave it a 4.5 out of 5, just because I don't think it's like the best literary piece, but it is such a good story, and I love the plot, and the characters are well written, and the cover is gorgeous, and I love it. But it's not, I feel like my reference to a good literary piece is Call Me By Your Name. You can hate me all you fucking want for that, I don't give a fuck. I know the writer's problematic, you can suck my dick, because that book as a standalone piece of art is insane. So it's a great literary piece. Argue with your mum. Anyways, next we have Richard Dawkins' The God Delusion. This I read like this because it's literally just a long essay about why God isn't real. But what I did like about this book was that Richard Dawkins takes the piss out of people who believe in God. And I know that sounds really rude, but like, it's within good reason. Like, he'll pull up a quote that a famous religious person has said and be like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this is the most stupid shit anyone has ever said. And I fuck with that. I fuck with people who can tear down organized religion any day, because I don't agree with organized religion. And I say that as someone who was kind of forced into organized religion as a kid, because like, not by my parents or anything, but I went to a religious school, and then a religious secondary school, and a religious Saturday school. That was because of my grandparents, and I love them very much, but that was literally trauma. So I have beef with religion. So sorry if you're religious. I respect people who are religious. I don't respect the people who created the religions, because it's a bunch of bollocks created by white men. So next. Oh, Bara and the Sun by Kazuo Ishiguro. I hope I didn't butcher their name. This is a fiction novel. It is about artificial humans who have been created to be friends to children and look after them, essentially like nannies. It's about a specific AF, which is artificial friend, called Clara, and her journey as an artificial friend with the child, I think, called Josie. And it's interesting. It's not, it wasn't what I expected it to be at all, and I'm not into super like artificial intelligence kind of things, but I really love the movie Her. It's one of my top 5 favorite films. But anyways, maybe that's just because it's fucking Scarlett Johansson's name voice in it. I cannot explain this book well enough for anyone to read it, but all I will say is that I thoroughly really liked it. I think it was well written, I think it was interesting, I think the characters were believable and interesting, and I think the story got super interesting at like halfway to the end, and then the ending was really sad. So read at your own risk. I also love the cover. It's like I think I gave this a 4 out of 5. It was really good. So read that. Then we have, oh my god, I'm sweating guys, it's so hot, what the fuck. Then we have The Lives of the Stoics by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman. I don't know why I put myself through things like this sometimes. It was a really interesting book, I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's basically about the Stoics. So let's open a random page and find one. Cornutus the Common, Libya, B20 AD, D60 AD. You know, like it went through every single Stoic ever, and there was one woman in this entire book. So that was fun. It's basically about philosophers and their view of life and how we can attach those ideals to modern day. And I kind of fucked with it. I love philosophy. It's high-key something I would have taken if I wasn't had my head made up on like fucking like art and music and shit, but like I 100% would have taken it. And psychology too. I love those. In fact, you know what, fuck it, I might just do classes on those because I actually really want to. Yeah, here's the one woman in it, Portia from Rome. I did like it because it was just kind of like a bunch of philosophy and then like a bunch of their life stories, but it's what again, it was one of those where it's just like you know? I would give it a 3.5 out of 5 just because it was good, but it wasn't incredible, you know? Final book, guys. We have How to Be an Artist by Jerry Siltz. This is a book full of 60 tips for artists of all kinds, but mostly like painters and shit like that, with a couple exercises in there, and it was really fun. I read it in one night because it's a very short, small book, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. It wasn't groundbreaking, no new tips or information, if you get what I mean, but was it fun? Yeah, and I like the exercises that he gave. I actually think it kind of inspired me to take like a little notepad with me everywhere and like draw whatever I'm looking at. I want to be that girl. But I gave this a 4 out of 5. It was fun. I liked the cover. The inside was pretty. I thoroughly enjoyed what he was saying. The exercises are is a nice little touch instead of it just being here's 60 facts. And also, like, this is my favorite page. Let me show you. Tip 25. Know what you hate. It's probably you. I love that. I think that was my favorite bit. I was like, shit, you right. At the moment, I'm reading The Humans by Matt Haig. If you don't know, I'm a Matt Haig stan. His book about suicide last year really helped me not do it, so that was too much, but it's true. But I read The Midnight Library, and I really like The Midnight Library, and now I'm on The Humans. Is it my favorite so far? No, I think it's my least favorite so far, but I'm like not even a quarter way into it, so I keep falling asleep so much these days, like earlier than usual, and I just have no control, and then I end up sleeping for like 12 hours, so I don't know what's wrong with my body. But yeah, I'm excited to finish this, and plus you can tell that I need more fiction again. Like, I went through a really good fiction phase, and now I need more fiction again, because this non-fiction is hurting in my brain. It's too much. I'm not that smart. Anyways, I hope you like this kind of like new setup. I haven't got anything on my desk yet, but I will soon. So look out for that video, because I'm doing like a whole little decoration thing. I don't know, it's hot as balls right now, fuck. Anyways, I love you guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I would see you in my next video too. Mwah.